Oh hey, on our Let's Play of Mask of the Betrayer, we walked out of the Temple of Kalimdor, knowing the location of our soul, getting ready to fix this curse, and we get stopped by none other than Ahriman. This is the third time we fought him, or met him. First time he ran away, the second time we killed him, and hey, wait a minute, what are you doing here? You're dead.
My soul has lain here imprisoned as a hostage until I slew the Red Woman or died in the attempt. Death has freed me of Merkel's chains. But my sense of what is wrong, that I have still. You are as stubborn, as deluded, as blind as my brother ever was, and I will end your crusade here, as I should have ended his. May your soul fly screaming to the wall.
Anyway, this is Ahriman. Again. And just like last time, we're gonna bull rush him with Bigby's forceful hand. And then just shred him. Sadly, he wasn't worth very much XP. I do want to try and get that one last level before the end of the game. I don't think it's going to happen. If you'd sided with the Defenders instead of with the Crusade, that would have been Kalen. And I suppose you could devour him if you had the Devour Soul feat. There's a cute little amulet you can make if you have enough companion essences, but the only time you can fight companions is really at the end of the game, so you can't make it early enough to make it a meaningful item. Anyway, I'll meet you back on the world map. On the world map, there's another location that's shown up, this Wall of the Faithless. It's actually sort of hard to find locations on this map. Oh well. We're going to travel to this new location called Wall of the Faithless. Obviously, not the only part, but...
Your soul is in that wall, where the Founder once was. Where I once was, before Akachi freed us.
Kalen the Dove, leader of the Second Crusade, and formerly one of my Doom Guides, returned. You are not welcome here, and your grandfather cannot intervene to save you a second time. Your presence is a reminder that I should not have been merciful.
Has anything you have done in your reign been merciful, my lord? I think that is the question you should ask.
Pride is not a shield from me, Kalen. Do not test my will in this. And you, Spirit Eater, you have brought strife to my gates, ignored every warning, allied yourself to a cause whose consequences were plain before your eyes. Do you understand what you risk? Bring down the wall, and mortals will see that they cannot be held to account for their faith. On that day, mortals will put faith aside, and the gods will bring vengeance upon them all.
We'll get to the substance of it, but hey, it's that voice! We just met the narrator. Hey, Mr. Narrator. Let's ask him about why he didn't stop us before if he thinks it's really that important.
You have seen Merkel and heard his twisted words. Can you not guess my reason for yourself?
Yeah, and more or less you can use wisdom just to point out that Kalimdor didn't stop you because he knows Merkel's curse was unjust, but if he undid it himself, he would essentially be pinned as a flip-flopper, and that's not allowed.
And from that, I am forbidden. But if a mortal undid the curse, it would mean that there had always been a way to end Akachi's suffering.
You play games, and the currency is the suffering of the innocent? If you have pride, at least answer for your actions.
Even the gods are bound by laws, Kalen. As the heir of Akachi, you had the chance to set things right, to show the plains that some justice, however cruel it may seem, is necessary to prevent the greater evil.
Kalimdor's argument is basically that if you end the wall, you end sort of eternal suffering for the faithless, people will give up on the gods. And I guess, being a god, he kind of can't put up with that. But it sounds like there's some additional push behind him. The Forgotten Realms lore includes an over-god who really just sort of doesn't get involved in the affairs of mortals, and presumably the overgod punishes the normal gods for failing to live up to their part of the bargain. So we're going to just essentially accuse Kellenvor of cowardice.
Call it what you will. No god may challenge the judgments of the dead, and your curse is no different. No, Spirit Eater. Tearing your soul from the wall will not be enough. Myrkul's cruelties are not so easily undone. Akachi's hunger was born of loss, the loss of memory, soul, and self. He can only be freed from his hunger if he remembers who and what he is.
Okay. What does that mean?
Take back what is yours from the wall, and then return to Akachi what is his. All that you need, you have already found in dreams.
Okay, so we have... You can use insight here. Again, having a high wisdom sort of lets you, in character, piece things together. It actually makes the campaign make a lot more sense, because you can picture these things and figure them out, and you don't have to rely on the game's sort of cryptic hints. And you can say the fragments of the mask...
Akachi's essence was scattered, not destroyed. If he had been utterly lost, nothing would remain to hunger. Myrkul was so enamored of his own cruelty that he couldn't see its flaws. Free your soul, bring the fragments together, and Akachi's hunger will end.
Okay, so more or less, what we figured out is that the mask is sort of the fragments of Akachi's memories, and then we have that in the physical world, and we can put it back together. I'll explain how to do that in a second. It's really very simple. Now, however, we're not just here for our own soul. We're here because we don't like this whole system, and so we're going to, give a big middle finger to the old man here.
No, you will not. I allowed you to come this far because your curse was unfairly earned, but I could cast you from this plane with a mere thought. You will wrest no souls from the wall, except for your own. Until you find a way to battle a god in his own realm, the wall of the faithless will stand. You are not that strong. Not yet.
The wall cannot persist, and even should we fail, the acts done here will serve as a beacon to others.
And I warn you, the wall does not willingly part with its treasures, even if they are wrongfully won.
Look there. That soul is covered in the foulness of the wall, but the face and features are yours.
It looks like a thing of moss to me, but hey, to free your soul, you just gotta walk up to it and bash it. You can't use spells. But essentially every time you hit it, you summon some faithless golems. And so, I think they're actually immune to a lot of the spells I have, but let's see what Storm of Vengeance does with them. I'm guessing they're immune to stun. And we'll also see if we can blind them. You know, hey. They're immune to mind affecting, but they're not immune to being blinded, so... While they do that, I'm just going to keep bashing at my soul. And there's a little thing here which casts a little acid attack at you as you go. Actually, I think it just... If we had helped Ramak out, he would have sent an ally to assist in this fight. Also, if you go to the Basilica first and help Zoab out first, he will send you an ally. I didn't get either, but that's okay. I don't really need the help. As you can see, the golems are utterly useless against me because they're all blind, and these various beams don't really actually do any damage, so... just sort of sit here whacking at her soul. As you can see, this silver sword of Gith sometimes adds that a little bit of ice damage on the side. It also will sometimes add sonic damage. When it has those effects, or when those effects trigger, it they sometimes have additional effects. I think that the Sonic can also stun, for example. Anyway, we got our level. I'll do that off screen. Now that we have all the ranks of auto still, I'll just wear whatever armor I want. I'm going to actually use the Capitary Crest, which is the shield that casts Sunburst. The Sunbursts that cast are not as good as mine, though, so mostly I'm just going to be using that to recharge Silver Sword of Gith. I'm also going to equip Cat Queen's Claws and the Steadfast Chain. Steadfast Chain has +7 base armor bonus, so the +8 for my bracers is really only 1 better, and Cat Queen's Claws gives me net 1 extra point of dodge AC from Dex. So it's sort of 6 1/2 dozen the other, same AC bonus, but Cat Queen's Claws also cast an 8th level spell, which can be used to recharge Silver Sword of Gith. Big deal, problem. Next time we'll reclaim our soul, which is just sitting on the ground over there, and proceed into the Babel area. We'll get back to that in our next episode. Let's play Mask of the Betrayer.